Hey, what is up guys, MKBHD here, and remember Red Raven, the entry-level Red camera with their most competitive price? I made a video about it before it even came out, walking you through it, showing you around it. It was pretty awesome, but then it disappeared. It stopped being sold. If you went to Red's site over the past couple of months, you'd notice it wasn't there, it wasn't an option to buy because they weren't selling them. But now it is back, but with an interesting twist. So this video is to announce that the Red Raven will be going back on sale as a camera kit through Apple.com exclusively and available to demo in certain Apple stores. What? That's a pretty big move from Red, a company that's been making a lot of pretty big moves lately. So the Raven kit will be alongside all the other high visibility products that Apple sells on their website. You probably already knew they sell first-party accessories, but Apple.com sells third-party accessories as well. This is joining those. So what exactly is in the Raven kit? You get the Red Raven brain, a 4.7-inch touchscreen LCD monitor, possibly my favorite piece of video gear of all time, the Sigma 18-35 f1.8, this outrigger handle, Red's V-Lock I/O expander module, 2 V-mount IDX batteries and their charger, 120 gig mini-mag SSD, a G-Tech mini-mag reader, and this can all fit into a heavy-duty case by Nanook. That's in the kit too. Plus a copy of Final Cut Pro 10 and the full control app for iOS, the Raven camera kit version. So you can kind of look at it as like a one-stop shop for all things needed to get this camera off the ground and running. You're ready to get shooting. And this isn't for like a beginner video maker, obviously. This is for someone who's been making video for a while but wants to take that next step up into the Red RAW world above 4K. I've already talked about what these cameras are capable of in the past. In case you've forgotten, I'll leave some links below. But the bottom line here is Red cameras are known for their image quality, and the Red Raven is no exception. With the Red, you get the brain, of course, and then you add modules you want based on how you're going to be shooting. And of course, you can add more modules to this kit at any time. And then once you get shooting, you get the super realistic image, the awesome color science, the high resolution, the huge dynamic range, everything you should get from a cinema camera. And then of course, all the benefits of RAW video. Have I ever talked to you guys through RAW video, like what it really means? In photography, a RAW photo versus a JPEG is a pretty big deal. A JPEG is already processed, has all the color and information baked in, compressed, ready to go. But if you want to edit any of it, you can push it a little bit, but the quality will start to fall apart pretty quickly with any major editing. So RAW photos keep all the sensor information unprocessed, so the files are bigger, but if you want to make any edits to color temperature, ISO, contrast, sharpness, you can do so without losing much of any quality. That's the super simplified version. So with video, pretty much any camera, from your smartphone to a DSLR to a camcorder, the videos they record are like the JPEGs. All the color information and everything is baked into a video codec, so ProRes video is sort of the equivalent of JPEG for photos. But Red cameras are one of the few that can shoot RAW video, which means things like color temperature and ISO, etc., are just metadata, and there are things that can be changed after the fact without much of any difference in quality. That is the number one reason I switched to Red cameras a couple years ago when I first tried the Scarlett for a couple days for the glory that is RAW video. So when I'm running and gunning, I'm shooting as well as I can, but I'm not worrying too much about the perfect exposure or perfect color temperature, etc. You do want to get it right in camera, but I'm more paying attention to things like framing and camera movement and other more creative things that you can't change later. So I get it pretty close to correct usually, but then here's the kicker. You bring the raw R3D files into Final Cut Pro, and there's a Final Cut Pro plugin on Red's site. Once you grab and install that, Final Cut Pro can not only see the Red footage, but it can see and change all the metadata just like editing raw photos. There's literally a color temperature slider here in Final Cut Pro thanks to that plugin. I swear, some of the before and after frames for my videos would probably shock you. It's not quite magic, but it's about as close as it gets in my world. And then this Raven over here can shoot both Red Code RAW and ProRes simultaneously, so if you're on a shoot and you don't actually need that RAW footage, you don't have to use it. So yeah, Raven is a great first RAW video tool, I think, for, again, people who are just stepping into the world of beyond 4K. It's a 4.5K sensor, and people who just want that flexibility of having a modular camera system. It's not really for beginners, like I said, but it's kind of interesting that it'll be in Apple stores, and a lot of people will be seeing this for the first time. And it's kind of in a place where people are first getting their feet wet from rigging your camera to be a video camera to an actual full-fledged cine camera with all the modularity that comes with that. It's really interesting. So that's Red Raven. It's back. Now you know. Maybe you'll see it in an Apple store near you. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.